Eastern PA Weather Authority Meteorologist Bobby Martrich here with your outlook for September 1st, 2016. And kind of a rough start here to September here. We're going to have a cold front moving through this morning with some leftover showers. I do think this is going to press off pretty quickly, though, to the southeast. That's going to allow for clouds to slowly give away to sunshine in the afternoon. That's going to occur from northwest to southeast, but you will have those leftover showers here in the morning and some clouds to deal with. But again, northwest to southeast, we're going to have improving conditions as the day wears on. Let's go over to the high-resolution rapid refresh model just to give you an idea of what's going on here. This is a look at early in the morning, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Still have a band of showers that's going to come through with the actual frontal boundary. And as we move forward here to about 8 or 9 o'clock, here's 8 o'clock, here's 9. You can see it's moving off to the southeast, and then it starts to dissipate as it does so, too, by the time we get to mid to late morning. So you could have some showers hanging on a little bit longer down to the southeastern points, but I think you're improving earlier further to northwest. So this is going to be a situation where the sun will come out in the afternoon, and you'll have very pleasant conditions. We're going to have a trough axis that's going to move in over the northeastern United States. Not really pictured here. And by the way, I'm off the screen today a little bit. That's because I'm going to be incorporating some satellite imagery here in a minute, and I couldn't fit it all into the width here, so I apologize for the extended here. But you have a trough axis that's going to be settling in behind this frontal boundary, and that's going to set up over the northeastern United States. This is going to be a huge player in the eventuality of Tropical Storm Hermine that we're going to get to in a minute. That's down in the Gulf. Moving this a little bit ahead here, I just want to show you what the global models do after this point. You can see the front moves off to the southeast. This high pressure that's off to the north here is going to be settling in over the region. You can see down at the bottom of the image here, this is Tropical Storm Hermine, which may be a hurricane at landfall. Still left to be decided how that does. But the big buzz today has been what this does, and it looked like for the last couple of days that this storm was just going to come up here like this and head off the North Carolina coast and continue out in this direction like this, and we would just have some rough surf along the Jersey Shore points all the way up, or all the way down in Ocean City, Maryland, with some increased wave action, kind of like an ooh-ah type storm. And everybody who has beach plans this weekend would have been in for a treat for at least some good video shots and camera shots. But the big change has been this system, because it's responding to a weaker system in the Gulf, and the fact that it wasn't moving very much, I think, has made the models pull this thing a little bit west. I did a special video update on the weather alerts page last evening, and that is going to be updated every day as well. So I think that's what's going to end up happening here, and it's actually starting to, models are adjusting that and seeing that, so it's bringing it in more of a path like in this direction instead. So it kind of, what it allows it to do is there's a big ridge that's over the top here, and this ridge with this high pressure sitting here, by this being slower and to come into the picture, allows it to expand eastward like this. Okay, and since it does that, so I don't draw too many lines here, it eventually sets up over the top of this system. So you have a big ridge sitting up here, and as this system comes up here, it has no escape route because you have the flow around high pressures like this. Okay, it's going to bring it back into the coast. So as this is attempting to come up, it has nowhere to go but right about up to here, and then it gets trapped. Okay, so that's the whole idea. So we're going to be watching this over the next couple of days. This did not look like a plausible solution at first, but now all the model guidance is starting to go to this idea, and you can see that here, what I just illustrated coming up the coast, and this does affect not just the shore points, but also further inland. You can see getting into southeastern Pennsylvania here, pretty much most of New Jersey, and really inundating the coast under this scenario. If this were to come to fruition, there would be some serious beach erosion, some heavy rain and wind, and some pretty high waves along the coastline. So we're going to update this again as the models continue to update on Thursday. And then we'll have an update again on that special video in the afternoon on the weather alerts page as needed. This system does, though, however, kind of sit there and spin and hang around here in the northeast for a couple days on this particular model. And that it might still provide some rough surf impacts even after any rain is done, if it does in fact get up that far. One thing I do want to mention is this track that showed a system going out like this and heading out in this direction is still plausible. This does not necessarily have to come up like this is showing here. This is just a set of model runs today that was a little bit more aggressive with it, so we'll see what happens on Thursday. But right now we're just leaving both options on the table and just showing you both sides just so you're prepared for that. And then here is the system itself, and very healthy looking system. It's going through a kind of a reorganization right now where it can't really find its own center of circulation. So right now it's going through some wobbling and changes in intensification. But the overall picture here is expected to strengthen on Thursday, move towards the Florida coastline, and maybe strengthen as it gets up in this area here before it makes landfall with a very favorable 250 millibar jet. Now here's the European model I'm going to show you. This is actually the strongest of all of them, showing the system here in the Gulf getting going here on Thursday, and then as it moves off to the northeast, this is early Friday morning, makes landfall here just right on the panhandle of Florida, and then once it continues off to the northeast, it transitions from a cold core system to a warm core system. Excuse me, I got that backwards again. A warm core system. I did this in the video yesterday too. It's a transitioning from a warm core system, which is a tropical storm or hurricane, to a cold core system or upper level system here. So this is going to be still very potent coming up the coast, and it's going to be able to remain potent because of the fact that it has a 250 millibar jet that's situated over this area that's going to be interacting with as it moves off to the northeast, and then eventually it gets to a point right up here off the Delmarva, and then it batters the coastal areas with heavy rain and wind. Again, this is not necessarily the track it's going to take. We're going to watch for a further east track, which is also possible. So we're not latching on to any idea here, but it does look like there's really one of these two options right now. We're going to monitor that closely. National Hurricane Center is favoring the left track right now as well, so we will continue to watch that over the next couple of days and come down with a more definitive forecast, hopefully, for you in future videos. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for September 1st, 2016. Have a great Thursday.